for the first time, you're having to speak to the audience like this. Were you nervous? I certainly was. We spoke to. This is really a fearsome experience, not just for all of us here, but for 1.3 billion of Asians, especially in Southeast Asia. If you are asked to speak in front of audience in your non-native language. So what do? We interviewed 800 students, university students from Hong Kong and Singapore. And we found that the real issue was that the nervousness before and during the presentations. And half did not really attend any kinds of training before, whether it's formal or informal. And in this part of the world, in Indonesia, Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia, everybody is trying to learn English through IELTS. And the comprehension versus the expression, especially the speaking part, is really a pain point in our society. These 2 pain points refers to the non-synchronizations of the verbals and the non-verbals behaviors in a very, very contextual scenario such as oral public speaking, job interviews, it could be sales speech, or it could be customer service, etc., etc. And in the training industry, it simply cannot be scaled up because we still operates in a one-on-one workshop style of training, which is very labor-intensive and time-consuming. It's not just what you said, it's how you said it that matters. So what do? Moodie.ai. Moodie.ai is a SaaS communication and presentation platform that allows you to repeatedly practice your presentations in any kinds of scenarios, but in privacy, anytime, anywhere. The learners will be immersed in an immersive environment using and facing with their virtual audiences in very contextual environment scenarios such as you're practicing public speech or job interviews. And you can choose any kind of language of your choice, whether it's English, Mandarin, Cantonese, Vietnamese, etc. And behind the system is a composite AI of 70 data points capture your facial expressions, your tone of voice, your body movements, as well as language, as well as content. And with the system, behind the system is a decision model which mimics human impressions, giving you scores of confidence, fluency, credibility, energy level. Out of 100, how much do you score and how much do you score versus your peers? And using applied psychologies, we're able to verbalize just like a human coach that for this round of practice, you should be putting on more smiles, or you should be avoiding fillers like and then, or keep stable volume. Don't fluctuate the pitch. Open up your arms to show openness and sincerity. So these are really like a human coach requiring you to practice until you perfect the skills, and you wouldn't feel any nervous, just like me, in front of an audience like this. This is a SaaS platform where learners will be able to practice repeatedly, getting trend lines, review our videos second by second to understand your strengths and weaknesses throughout your 1 minute or even 1 hour of practice. We launched this 18 months ago, and we have a pretty long runway, and the engagement and satisfaction of our users are increasingly strong. Actually, upon third practice, we found that the improvements, especially non-verbals, facial expressions, as well as the body movement, gestures, and postures, improve significantly. It's a process of self-aware your strengths and weaknesses, self-reflect what you have done wrong, keep practicing until you self-realize that you are in control of your presentations. We're operating in a space of mastering a soft skill such as communication. We are not into the acquisition of hard knowledge. We are not into assessment of a soft skill. That's why the competitors in this space is far few and is not really few and far beyond. There is an app in Vietnam called Elsa. Elsa focuses on English speech, language proficiency. But the features of Elsa is just one of 4 components of Moodie.ai. It teaches you not just to learn a language, but how do you deliver a language with your unique personality and communication style. Throughout these 18 months, we are supported by the Hong Kong government, the Singapore government, universities, industry partners, and in the past 6 to 12 months, we received multiple awards. And this is a strong testimony of our product potential. We operate on the B2S as well as the B2B, pay-per-use or pay-per-user, based on subscriptions, pricing models. For B2S, we are targeting at K-12 basic pronunciation language to the advanced, like speech drama competitions, public examinations, to vocational like job interviews, public speaking. And we can even stretch to beyond edtech, education technology, to companies, corporates with huge sales force, just like insurance companies, banks with very strong sales pitch, as well as customer service elements, and of course for executive developments. We approached the market 18 months ago, and we realized that within the 6 months, we achieved $250,000, securing 4 contracts, 2 from universities and 2 from insurance companies in Hong Kong. And we replicate the success model half a year later in Singapore, and we managed to get into the Singapore Management University, Ngee Ann Polytechnic, etc. So we are aiming to achieve $1 million this year with 10,000 users and 16,000 users and 10 million in 3 years' time. Roland is from Hong Kong and from Singapore. So we try with our combined business experience of more than 50 years. Data storytelling is part of our profession. That's why we are in this Moodie.ai business. And we are supported by our in-house data scientists, as well as a panel of 7 professors from 5 universities in Singapore as well as Hong Kong in different fields that supports our product development and product endorsement. We're asking for $1 million for investment so that we can venture out beyond Singapore and Hong Kong to Southeast Asia as well as mainland China. And thank you very much. I hope we can be able to launch Moodie.ai in Vietnam, universities like VNU, as well as corporates like San Juan. Thank you very much.